I want us first to talk about why a lot of Kenyans traveling back home chose not to fly directly via KQ, the JFK Nairobi flight. My question is, did the KQ marketing team get it wrong by not targeting Kenyans living in the US? And the reason why I'm asking this question is because I noticed something when I was, this was the first time I was flying out since KQ launched, because it launched, I believe it was it 2019 or 2018? I can't even remember.
I think it was 2019, early 2019.
Okay, whenever it launched. I noticed something. I noticed something from when I was leaving at Dallas Airport. There were a lot of Kenyans. You know, from when you're going to the boarding area, there were a lot of Kenyans, and they were all going to Kenya. Connection flight in Amsterdam. I connected in Amsterdam by KLM. Wa Kenya kibao. So I was thinking. In fact, the flight that I took back home from Amsterdam, I want to say it was like 60 to 70% Kenyans. And I was asking myself, my God, all this could have been KQ business. And I don't think any of you flew KQ. Mosh, what airline did you fly when you went to Kenya? Did you go by KQ? New York, JFK?
Boss, we all used the same one. In fact, actually, me and OneMic on the same flight.
Okay.
In fact, he was disturbing me. Too. He was disturbing me at the airport.
This is KLM.
Yeah, we did KLM. Yeah, we did KLM from the difference being that he did it from BW. I took it from Dallas. Over here, but then from Amsterdam to
Nairobi.
Kenya, yeah, we were on the same flight.
You guys were on the same flight
because we landed. No, for me, I took it. I went from because he landed in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Me, I landed first. I went to Detroit.
Okay.
Then, because we're with the Dombolo, Father Abraham.
Yeah.
Then we landed in Amsterdam.
Okay. And it's interesting that you're in Dombolo, because coming back, I came back with Air France, and I was in Dombolo on the same flight. He actually
still KLM.
Yeah, Dombolo actually saved me because I had excess luggage. But that's a story for another day.
Off air.
So you mean Zile Machoko? It's okay. I'll see you off air.
No, he saved me. Yeah,
but I will see you off air.
Okay, yeah.
And by the way, going. Yeah, he saved me luggage.
Okay, so I think we all Dombolo. He saved me $200.
I'll see you off air.
Okay, all right. Now, before we see each other off air, why is it okay? So most Kenyans who travel, I think we can authoritatively say, most Kenyans who travel did not use the KQ flight. Let me start with the two of you in studio. What would have made you use the KQ flight? Because we're all excited during the launch, and people are talking about there was a lot of buzz, but very few people, I'm talking about Kenyans who are traveling back home, very few people are using it.
For me, I would say price. I'd say price and then connectivity. So, because either way, I'm going to connect. So, so if it means I connect in New York and then head on, then fine. Okay. If it means I connect in Amsterdam, in Zurich, whatever, other than Brussels, because of my experience there was another one. That's another story.
Okay.
But I would take it. But when I was looking for the tickets at that point in time, out of New York, it was something like either 1,900 or almost like 2K.
Yeah.
At same dates.
Same dates.
But then when I went with KLM, I think it was either 12 or 1,300, something like that.
So big price difference.
So for me, it was a price.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of time when it arrives, it's all one flight. I'm okay with doing the 14 hours. I don't mind doing that because I've done a lot of the Arab legs, like doing Dubai or Doha. I've done those ones. So those ones normally are 14. So I'm used to the 14, so see problem. So if it meant doing 2 hours from here to New York, then maybe you sit. Then the other thing is also lining up your flight. So assuming you booked KQ by itself, then that means that you then would have to take a domestic flight with your international luggage.
So there was an issue with code sharing.
I would, if that's the way to say it, then yes, because the other option. Now, when I was also looking, even with the KQ, there was the connection where they allowed you to do, I think it was either Delta or somebody was taking you to New York. But the wait that you're going to have in New York, the layover, that time when you're sitting and waiting, afadhali you'd gone through Europe, and then is when you connect.
Because the reason I'm asking that, there's a slight confusion here for some people who've not attempted to use this flight, including myself. Uno connected through Detroit.
Yes.
The flight. So the flight that you took from here,
From BWI.
from BWI, what airline was it?
It was a Delta. It was Delta.
So it was a local American airline.
Yes.
It was a local American airline that took you to Detroit.
To Detroit, yes.
And then from Detroit you went to Amsterdam, and then Amsterdam to Nairobi.
That option was there for KQ. So you would have done Delta to New York, and then you lay over. I mean, whatever the layover is, and then it's when you take the New York flight taking you to Kenya. But that layover in Nini was something like either 4 to 6 hours, something like that. So you figure at that point you've already used 8 hours.
Yeah.
You see, so if you've already used 8 hours of your time, that's already the flight to take you to Europe.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you are adding on another 14 hours.
Okay.
So if you are talking about trying to save, then maybe you would have saved for your layover time in Europe, which normally depends. It's anywhere from 3 to 6 hours.
Okay.
It all depends on what flight you get.
Okay, so your issue was money and time.
Yes, money and time, and for me, time normally is the biggest issue. Yeah. Just because the way I see it normally, the time is you're on vacation. So you really want, I always want to hit Kenya on the ground running.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I couldn't hit Kenya on the ground, with the ground running, then for me it's a problem.
Okay.
So I'm basically I would rather, I guess, lose time coming back than lose time going.
You'd rather lose time coming back than lose time going.
So if now, all things being equal, if let's say I lived in Jersey or I lived in I was going to say even Pennsylvania, but I think Pennsylvania is far for me. But I think if I lived in, say, probably Jersey, Connecticut, even Mass, I think for me is far.
Okay.
Anything that's a 4-hour connection is far. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Mika. Salimia wageni kwanza.
Salimia boss.
Salimia, it's a new decade. Salimia watu kwanza.
Yeah, this is 2020. We do things in doubles, but then this double of cutting me off. No, for either. Okay, go ahead.
Mkubali BBI. Anyway. My swali is this. How long was your flight? The one that you drove from all the way from Bowie to Dallas. Well, from Dallas.
That flight was
Amsterdam, Kenya. How long was that flight? The whole thing.
Oh, yeah, you're asking from my doorstep to Kenya?
No, from Dallas to Kenya, not from the doorstep.
From Dallas to Kenya, your flight was probably 20 hours. It was 20 hours when you count plus the layover, and I think that's the question that Mika is asking.
It's about 20 hours.
Yeah, it's about 20 hours.
I guess about 20
hours. Okay, so if you left BWI and took a 45 minutes to New York, a flight to New York, and then you took 4 hours for the layover for 12 hours, 13-hour flight. Is it about the same time if your issue is just the length of the flight?
But then there was a difference of about $600, which was actually what my rental cost me when I was Huko Mashenani.
Yeah. Okay. So the cost.
So I'm looking at a lot of things. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. What I'm trying to drive on here is this. One of the things that's making that flight, people actually, even those who fly, say they're not going to fly again, is number one, if you are anywhere around the eastern seaboard or Midwest, you have to get on a red eye to New York.
You have to spend the night in New York.
Be able to get that.
No, if you do the red eye, you don't spend.
Yeah.
Unatoka kwenu na ndege ya kwanza, hiyo unatoka kwenu around number 3, 4, 5. Hiyo depending on where you're coming from, to go to New York and then spend some time and get there. And then now, one of the biggest complaints is luggage kupotea. That is one of the biggest issues.
How does your luggage get lost on a straight flight?
The luggage gets lost in Nairobi and coming from Nairobi. And it's getting to a point whereby Americans, who are one of the biggest partners, who are complaining about it.
Okay. All right. So
also, so there's a guy who's doing
conveniences like that. The price, and you're not sure if your stuff is gonna get here or not.
okay.
So it was one of the main complaints I've had people who have flew that flight complaining about.
Okay.
But service, the length of the flight, and most of them must say they're happy with it, but just that inconvenience of time and losing luggage in Nasumbuatu.
All right. Okay. You're tuned into the OneMic Show, and we are talking about reasons why some Albanese who went to Kenya chose not to fly the KQ flight. Real quick, before we introduce our guest, a lot of people are wondering who the guest is.
Yeah, because somebody is asking, Connie,
Yeah.
this guest
I
is
know.
not saying anything.
Yeah. So real quick, I know you
Yes,
had
sir.
something to say, and then we're going to introduce.
No, I was
the
going to
guest.
say, and I'm with emotion this one, because I think price was the biggest thing, because for me my ticket was about $1,000.
Okay.
that's because your ass booked early.
No, it's not about early, but I think also it's also time.
Bwana, sema tu ukweli, you booked early, so you on the same flight.
Don't blame anybody. Ukitusumbua-
Where hapana bana, the way things.
Before you leave. No.
Okay.
Usiseme sijui because wana mic booked early. That was a you problem.
Yeah.
See, sasa now, but
No,
see,
but
see, I'm
regardless,
confessing.
So
Regardless, there are people who booked late and they were
Yes.
still getting $1,200 flights.
yes,
yeah,
that is
I
true.
booked extremely late. I think with a week to go.
Yeah, shame on you.
Okay.
But I think
You booked with 3 days to go.
Where bana, mtu wa nini
Okay,
atoa
yeah.
nini,
I was
where
gonna
was
say
it?
this. I think also, you know, when you know the fact that I chose to fly from BWI because I didn't want the hassle of driving to Dallas,
Dallas.
right? And I was like, so my layover in Detroit was an hour less,
Okay.
about an hour. So it's like I landed like this going,
Yeah.
but my layover in Amsterdam was 6 hours.
Oh, that's a long layover.
You mean our layover?
Yeah.
Oh, our layover was 6 hours, right?
Okay.
Jebe.
And if and this is where I come, I pick up your point where I think if KQ had done it, marketing proper,
Yeah.
done it in such a way that, you know, people can fly from wherever they are flying from, depending on how they schedule their flights.
Yeah.
Landing in New York is not a problem, because guess what? I've flown from BWI to Jersey, and then from Jersey I took a flight to Brussels.
Yeah. Okay. I really think if KQ actually first targeted Kenyans,
Yes.
when they came here first,
Yes.
before going to tourists,
Yes.
before going to business travelers,
Uh-huh.
I think they would be winning right now, because
They
all
would be
those
winning
flights that
bigly.
we all took, everywhere we went, you were meeting so many Kenyans in all these other flights, be it whether you're connecting in Doha,
Yes.
whether you're connecting in United Arab Emirates, whether you're connecting in Paris. There were just Kenyans taking these flights everywhere.
And
so
I
I think if Kenya Airways could at least capture 80% of all these
I'd
Kenyans who
say
are
a
taking these
quarter.
other
They
flights.
don't even need 80.
Yeah.
They just need a quarter.
Yeah.
Right now, KLM and
Yeah.
Delta and Air France are laughing.
Yeah. They're smiling all the way
yes,
to the
they
bank.
Are. They
Yeah.
are.